Hello and welcome to Phyre's LEGO Reviews. Today we're going to be looking at the LEGO Creator Winter Market Stall. It is set number 4062 and is rated for ages 8 and up. It has 271 pieces. This set was released in November 2023 as a gift with purchase promo from LEGO. And at the time of recording this video in December 2023, it is available for aftermarket prices of around $15 for a new set. The front of the box features the set with a wintry background and kind of a Christmas town marketplace kind of area with the LEGO Creator logo up on the left. The back of the box features an alternate image of the set from behind and the minifigures arranged in kind of different ways with kind of that same marketplace background. The top of the box shows another angle of the set as well as a 1-to-1 scale picture of one of the minifigures and some legal information on the left with the LEGO logo there. The bottom of the box features more legal information and more logos. Same goes for this end of the box. And this end of the box also features those logos again, but with another shot of the set. Now, what's interesting is that the two exclusive sets for this Christmas, 2023, feature completely different box designs, and one is labeled as LEGO Creator while the other is not, and it says limited edition on the bottom. So I'm curious as to why these two sets were not both released as the limited edition kind of styling. Usually with sets that are released in the same year, for the winter sets, they typically have the same box art or similar graphics denoting that they're kind of companion sets. And that has been true in the past as well with kind of similar ribbon logos that is not present on either of these sets, and it's just kind of odd that these are branded very differently. Like, they look very differently. This looks like, kind of a regular creator set you could just pick up in the store, whereas this definitely kind of looks more like an exclusive type model, whereas, they were actually both exclusive sets. So why the branding isn't the same between the two sets, I don't know, but it is interesting to note. Inside the box, we have two numbered bags as well as the instruction manual. So you can see the front of the instruction manual here has that kind of plain, really boring background with the logo and a picture of the set. The back of the instruction manual advertises some of the Creator 3-in-1 sets that have come out recently. As is typical with newer sets, we have some information about the transition to paper bags, and then it gets right into laying out what each bag builds and into the instructions itself. And in the back, of course, we have our typical parts list, and then the completed model at the end there. Here is the progress after the first bag. So we have two minifigures, and both are wearing really nice sweaters. So you can see the detail on this one here, a really nice pattern there. She is carrying a yellow mug, and she only has one expression to her face, so it's this smile and then that blonde hairpiece. Plain dark blue legs, and then the sweater pattern continues on the back of the torso there. And this minifigure also has a nice sweater pattern, not quite as nice as the other minifigure does, but he also has just a single-sided face with that freckled face and the smile. He's holding a $100 bill. He has this black hairpiece, and then the same sweater pattern on the back of the torso with the short minifigure legs. Moving on to the build, we've got the base for the market stall with this nice white snowy base, and then a nice pattern with red and green along the bottom here, and then the brown pieces in between. Really a nice design. I really like that. And then we've got some columns here holding up the beginning of the roof of the stall. So you can see that detail laid out there. And then there's a few items that have been placed on the inside, the first of which being a cash register here. Over here, it looks like, I'm guessing, what would be a nutcracker. It's possible that it could be a toy soldier, but to me it looks a little bit more like a nutcracker than a soldier. But that's a really cool detail there. And then over on this side, we've got a train engine that is also looking really nice and really detailed there for the kind of micro scale build. Here's the progress after the second set of bags, and of course the set is now complete. And I placed the minifigures on the model. So you can see what's been added here is this rocket next to the toy soldier, and then the main component of the build that has been added is the roof of it. So these designs I really like, especially with the red and green carrying down from what was there before with these pieces up here, kind of creating a flowing design. I like the angles that they achieved with the pieces that they used, and overall it looks really nice all the way around. And looking around the back side, you can see there's some presents that have been hidden up in the roof or attic space of the market stall. There is a little chimney here, it looks like, although I'm not exactly sure what that would be venting since there is no fireplace or anything on the inside. These panels on the side do open, although I don't really think there's a particular purpose for those. And unfortunately, you can see some of the bright colors that are on the inside there, even with these closed. I can't imagine that those were intended to really represent anything. You know, obviously we've got the presents up in the middle, but those pieces on the side, those bright colors kind of showing through, kind of takes away from it a little bit. Although, of course, if you're looking at this set from the front, you're not going to notice those. But spinning it around, you definitely can notice them. So that's a little bit, I guess, strange. But just showing you the full look of this, you can see there's some details here with snow hanging off the edge of the roof, and just a really neat little market stand here. There are also two smaller models, the first of which is this Christmas tree here. So you can see it's very basic and small, with just a few colored pieces representing ornaments, and unfortunately, you know, there's nothing on top here of that green piece. It would have been neat to see at least, you know, some brightly colored piece kind of representing a star or something on the top of the tree, but it's kind of blank there, so I think it's, you know, overall kind of a lackluster tree. There's not really much going on with it. And then the snowman over here, I'm not a huge fan of the design of the snowman. I feel like they've made much better looking snowman in previous Winter Village sets, and yeah, this one is kind of very oddly shaped. You know, that there's kind of that cone piece making up the base, and then we've got a really big just round brick here instead of like a more spherical shape. I do like the use of these pieces for the arms, representing tree branches here. And then we've got another round plate on top of the brick kind of representing a scarf, which again, they have that scarf piece that has been used in Lego Snowmen before that I feel like would have looked better, although obviously wouldn't fit with this particular piece. And then the head up here is very blocky, and the way that they have the orange piece representing the carrot, I don't know, to me it looks more like the beak of a bird. It almost looks like this is a penguin rather than a snowman, even though it's intended to be a snowman. And then you've also got a couple pieces representing the top hat here, which are also just kind of, I don't know, not really proportionate to what a top hat should look like. And the overall snowman just kind of looks thrown together, honestly. It looks like they had some extra pieces left over and just threw them together to make what they could of a snowman, but it's definitely not a very good looking snowman in my opinion. This set took me about 24 minutes to build, which averages out to about 5.2 seconds per piece, well below my overall average of 7.9 seconds per piece. And, you know, it was a pretty easy build, pretty quick to put together, nothing really that complicated about it at all. It was relatively enjoyable, but definitely not as enjoyable as, you know, some larger sets can be for me. Overall, this set is nice for what it is. I'm not particularly blown away by it. I feel like there could have been a lot of improvements to make it better, especially the little models that I talked about a moment ago with the Christmas tree and the snowman. I just feel like those are very lackluster and not very good for what they're supposed to represent. The stall itself is pretty good, and I do like the inclusion of some of the items that they are including for sale, especially the Nutcracker and the locomotive. And the overall design of it is not bad. It just doesn't really grab my attention, I would say, compared to maybe some of the other small models that have been released in the past as Christmas exclusives. I really did like the diorama sets that they did for the past couple of years, and I was hoping to see more of those this year. But unfortunately, we do not get that, and we get something that, you know, this is good too because this can fit in with a Winter Village display, especially if you collect those larger Winter Village sets, whereas those diorama sets wouldn't have fit in with those kind of displays, I don't think. But this you can definitely throw into your Winter Village scene. So I think that there is something to be said about that. So that is one positive of this set, but as a model on its own, I don't find it particularly impressive. I would give this set overall a 7.5 out of 10. it's good. It's nice. It's a neat little Christmas set. But there's definitely some things lacking about it, and on its own, I don't feel that it is that nice of a set. If you have any thoughts or questions about the review or the set itself, feel free to leave a comment below. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel to see more reviews in the future. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.